Japan, a land where clouds embrace sacred mountains, where ancient temples stand quietly beneath glowing cherry blossoms, and where cities of tomorrow rise beside traditions that have endured for thousands of years. It is a country of remarkable contrasts, where every sunrise reveals another story waiting to be discovered. But beyond the famous skylines and postcard landscapes lies a Japan that few travelers truly experience. A land shaped by restless volcanoes, whispered legends, timeless rituals, and extraordinary beauty hidden in every season. Today, we are setting out on a journey across one of the most fascinating nations on Earth. From snow-covered wilderness to tropical islands, from peaceful shrines to dazzling megacities, prepare to discover the wonders of Japan like never before. Welcome to Japan. Stretching across more than 6,800 islands along the Pacific Ocean, Japan forms a graceful arc on the eastern edge of Asia. Although the world often imagines Japan as a country of towering skyscrapers and neon lights, nearly 70% of its landscape remains covered by mountains, forests, rivers, and untouched wilderness. Human life has flourished within the narrow plains between these dramatic natural landscapes, creating cities that blend seamlessly with nature instead of replacing it. From the frozen wilderness of Hokkaido in the north to the tropical beaches of Okinawa in the south, Japan offers an astonishing diversity of landscapes rarely found within a single nation. Every region possesses its own climate, traditions, cuisine, and personality, making every journey across the country feel like crossing into an entirely new world. Nature has always been both a creator and a challenger here. Japan stands upon the Pacific Ring of Fire, one of the most geologically active regions on Earth. More than 100 active volcanoes continue to shape its dramatic scenery, while thousands of hot springs emerge naturally from deep beneath the surface. Earthquakes frequently remind the nation of nature's immense power, yet the Japanese people have transformed resilience into one of their greatest strengths, building cities and communities that continue to thrive despite living alongside these powerful forces. The rhythm of Japan is guided by its seasons. Spring arrives wrapped in delicate shades of pink as millions of cherry blossoms bloom across parks, temples, castles, and riversides. Families gather beneath the blossoms during the centuries-old tradition of Hanami, celebrating the fleeting beauty of life itself. Summer brings vibrant festivals that illuminate ancient streets with colorful lanterns. Fireworks explode above rivers while traditional music echoes through historic neighborhoods. Local communities proudly carry beautifully decorated portable shrines, preserving customs that have survived for generations. As autumn settles across the mountains, maple forests transform into breathtaking oceans of crimson, gold, and orange. Temples hidden among the hills become surrounded by glowing leaves, creating landscapes that seem almost too beautiful to belong to reality. Then, winter quietly covers northern Japan beneath deep blankets of snow. Ancient villages become peaceful white kingdoms. Steaming hot springs offer warmth against the cold, and snow-covered forests reveal a magical silence found nowhere else in the world. In Japan, every season is more than a change in weather. It is a celebration, a philosophy, and a reminder that beauty exists because nothing lasts forever. This deep respect for nature is woven into the country's spiritual heart. For centuries, two great beliefs have lived side by side across Japan: Shinto, the indigenous faith, teaches that spirits known as kami inhabit mountains, rivers, waterfalls, forests, and even ancient trees. Buddhism, introduced from the Asian mainland more than 1,000 years ago, added its own philosophy of mindfulness, compassion, and inner peace. Rather than competing, these traditions blend harmoniously into everyday life. It is common for families to celebrate births and weddings according to Shinto customs, while honoring ancestors through Buddhist ceremonies. Across the country, bright vermilion torii gates mark the entrance to sacred shrines, inviting visitors to leave behind the ordinary world before entering places of reflection and tranquility. Japan's spirituality is not confined to temples alone. It can be found in the careful preparation of tea, the arrangement of flowers, the design of gardens, and even the quiet act of removing shoes before entering a home. Every gesture reflects centuries of respect, balance, and harmony. Yet Japan is equally celebrated as one of the world's most technologically advanced societies. Few countries have embraced innovation while preserving tradition with such remarkable success. The legendary Shinkansen, or bullet train, races across the country at extraordinary speeds with astonishing precision. Entire transportation networks operate almost effortlessly, connecting bustling cities with remote mountain villages. Robotics, artificial intelligence, and cutting-edge engineering continue to shape everyday life, while historic castles, wooden temples, and centuries-old shrines remain carefully preserved nearby. This extraordinary balance between ancient heritage and modern innovation creates a country unlike anywhere else on Earth. One moment, you may be standing inside a 1,000-year-old Zen temple surrounded by silent gardens, and the next you may find yourself surrounded by towering digital billboards, futuristic architecture, and the dazzling energy of one of the world's busiest cities. Japanese culture has also captivated the world through its remarkable creativity. Samurai legends, elegant geisha traditions, breathtaking anime, unforgettable cinema, delicate calligraphy, martial arts, and timeless craftsmanship have all become symbols recognized across the globe. Every region proudly protects its own festivals, local arts, and traditional crafts, ensuring that ancient knowledge continues to inspire future generations. Even Japanese cuisine tells a story. Far beyond sushi, every region offers unique flavors shaped by local landscapes and seasonal ingredients. Fresh seafood arrives directly from coastal waters, mountain vegetables are harvested from peaceful forests, and steaming bowls of ramen reflect generations of culinary evolution. Meals are prepared not only to satisfy hunger, but also to celebrate color, balance, texture, and the changing seasons. Perhaps nowhere else is the Japanese philosophy more beautifully expressed than through the idea of finding perfection in simplicity. A quiet garden, a single blooming flower, the sound of rain upon a temple roof, or the reflection of Mount Fuji upon a still lake can become unforgettable moments of wonder. As our journey begins, we will travel far beyond the familiar postcards. We will wander through ancient capitals where emperors once ruled, climb sacred mountains worshipped for centuries, explore volcanic valleys where the earth still breathes, discover hidden villages preserved by time, and experience some of the most spectacular natural landscapes on the planet. This is more than a journey across Japan. It is a journey through history, nature, tradition, resilience, and imagination. A land where every sunrise reveals another masterpiece, every temple guards another story, and every path leads to a new sense of wonder. The first rays of morning sunlight slowly rise above the endless skyline, casting a golden glow across a city unlike any other on Earth. Beneath the towering glass buildings, ancient temples awaken with the sound of distant bells, while millions of people begin another perfectly choreographed day. This is Tokyo, a city where tomorrow seems to arrive before the rest of the world, yet where centuries of tradition continue to shape everyday life. More than just Japan's capital, Tokyo is a living masterpiece, constantly reinventing itself while never forgetting the history that built it. Home to nearly 40 million people across its metropolitan area, Tokyo is the largest urban region on the planet. Yet despite its immense size, the city functions with remarkable harmony. Trains arrive with astonishing precision, streets remain exceptionally clean, and millions of daily journeys unfold with an almost effortless rhythm. It is a place where innovation meets discipline, creating one of humanity's greatest urban achievements. Our journey begins in Shibuya, where one of the world's most famous intersections comes alive every few minutes. As the traffic lights turn red, thousands of people move across the crossing from every direction, creating an extraordinary flow of human movement that appears chaotic at first glance, yet somehow remains perfectly organized. Towering digital billboards illuminate the streets above, while music echoes from shopping centers, restaurants, and entertainment venues that never seem to sleep. Just outside the station waits one of Tokyo's most beloved symbols. The bronze statue of Hachiko honors the faithful dog who continued waiting every evening for his owner long after he had passed away. His story has become a timeless reminder of loyalty and devotion, touching visitors from around the world and transforming an ordinary meeting place into one of the city's most meaningful landmarks. Only a short distance away, the atmosphere changes completely. Hidden among dense forests stands Meiji Jingu, one of Tokyo's most important Shinto shrines. Massive wooden torii gates welcome visitors into peaceful woodland paths where the sounds of the city gradually disappear. Towering cedar trees filter the sunlight, creating a sanctuary where silence replaces the rush of urban life. Every year, millions come here to celebrate New Year, offer prayers, and seek blessings for the future. From there, we travel into Asakusa, where Tokyo's oldest temple preserves the spirit of old Edo. Sensoji has welcomed worshippers for nearly 14 centuries. Before entering its magnificent grounds, visitors pass beneath the enormous Kaminarimon Gate, guarded by its giant red lantern that has become one of Japan's most recognizable symbols. Beyond the gate stretches Nakamise Street, a lively avenue lined with traditional shops selling handcrafted souvenirs, colorful fans, delicate sweets, and freshly prepared rice crackers whose irresistible aroma fills the air. Every step along this historic street feels like walking through another century, where old customs continue to flourish, despite the modern skyline rising beyond the temple roofs. Incense drifts gently through the temple courtyard as worshippers cleanse themselves with fragrant smoke, believing it brings health and good fortune. The steady ringing of bells and quiet prayers create an atmosphere of calm that has remained unchanged for generations. Looking toward the horizon, another icon dominates the skyline. Tokyo Skytree rises more than 600 meters into the sky, making it one of the tallest towers ever constructed. From its observation decks, the city unfolds in every direction, revealing an endless ocean of neighborhoods stretching toward distant mountains. On exceptionally clear days, the snow-covered silhouette of Mount Fuji appears far beyond the city's edge, reminding visitors that nature still watches over this vast metropolis. As afternoon approaches, another side of Tokyo reveals itself in Akihabara, Bright neon signs illuminate countless electronic stores, gaming arcades, anime boutiques, and technology showrooms. Here, the future seems tangible. Cutting-edge robotics, virtual reality experiences, and the latest innovations exist alongside passionate communities that celebrate Japanese pop culture in all its forms. The district has become a global destination where imagination and technology meet in spectacular fashion. Yet Tokyo's identity extends far beyond technology. At Toyosu Market, long before sunrise, one of the world's greatest seafood trading centers begins its daily rhythm. Skilled chefs and merchants carefully inspect freshly caught tuna, shellfish, and seafood arriving from every corner of Japan. Precision, experience, and tradition guide every transaction, reflecting the extraordinary importance of freshness within Japanese cuisine. Nearby restaurants transform these ingredients into works of culinary art. Sushi masters spend decades perfecting techniques that appear almost effortless, proving that true mastery is achieved through patience, discipline, and lifelong dedication. No exploration of Tokyo would be complete without visiting the Imperial Palace. Surrounded by peaceful gardens, ancient stone walls, and tranquil moats, this historic residence occupies the very heart of the city. Once home to the powerful shoguns of Edo Castle, it now symbolizes the continuity of Japan's imperial family, whose history stretches back more than 1,000 years. The contrast between its quiet surroundings and the surrounding skyscrapers perfectly captures Tokyo's remarkable balance between history and progress. As evening approaches, the city transforms once again. The skyline begins to shimmer beneath millions of lights, while restaurants, theaters, and shopping districts awaken with renewed energy. In Ginza, elegant boutiques and world-class restaurants create an atmosphere of sophistication, while nearby Marunouchi reflects modern Tokyo through sleek architecture and beautifully illuminated streets. Across the city, Odaiba rises from reclaimed land within Tokyo Bay. Futuristic buildings, waterfront promenades, and spectacular views of Rainbow Bridge create one of the capital's most dramatic nighttime landscapes. As colorful lights dance across the water, the skyline appears almost dreamlike, blurring the boundary between reality and imagination. Meanwhile, hidden within narrow alleyways known as Yokocho, another Tokyo quietly comes alive. Tiny family-owned restaurants welcome guests into intimate spaces where generations of recipes continue to be served with genuine hospitality. Conversations flow naturally between locals and travelers, offering a glimpse into the warmth that often lies behind Tokyo's fast-paced exterior. One of the city's greatest strengths is its remarkable ability to embrace change while preserving identity. Every neighborhood tells a different story. Some celebrate innovation and fashion, while others protect traditions that have survived earthquakes, wars, and centuries of transformation. Together, they form an endlessly fascinating mosaic where every visit reveals something entirely new. Tokyo never truly sleeps. Even during the quietest hours before dawn, trains continue their journeys, workers prepare markets for another day, and temple caretakers sweep ancient pathways in peaceful silence. It is a city powered not only by technology, but also by discipline, respect, and an unwavering commitment to excellence. Leaving behind the dazzling skyline of Tokyo, the rhythm of the journey begins to slow. The sleek bullet train glides effortlessly across rivers, forests, and distant mountains, carrying us toward a city where time seems to move with quiet grace. Modern buildings gradually give way to traditional wooden houses, temple rooftops emerge above ancient trees, and the spirit of old Japan begins to reveal itself. This is Kyoto, the cultural soul of the nation, where more than 1,000 years of history continue to shape everyday life. For over a millennium, Kyoto served as the imperial capital of Japan. Emperors ruled from here, artists perfected their crafts, monks developed spiritual traditions, and generations of architects created some of the finest wooden temples ever built. Remarkably, much of that heritage still survives, making Kyoto one of the most extraordinary places to experience Japan's timeless identity. As dawn breaks over the eastern hills, a soft golden light settles across quiet streets, where history feels wonderfully alive. Temple bells echo through the cool morning air, while gentle streams flow beneath centuries-old bridges. Unlike the constant movement of Tokyo, Kyoto invites visitors to slow down, observe every detail, and appreciate beauty found in simplicity. Our first destination is one of Japan's most iconic spiritual landmarks. Hidden among forested mountains, the Fushimi Inari Taisha Shrine welcomes visitors through an endless procession of brilliant vermilion torii gates. Thousands of these sacred gates form winding tunnels that climb the mountainside, creating one of the most recognizable landscapes in the country. Each torii has been donated by individuals or businesses seeking blessings for prosperity and success. Walking beneath them becomes more than a scenic experience. It feels like stepping into another world where sunlight filters gently through the gates, while birdsong replaces the sounds of the modern city. Every turn along the mountain path reveals another breathtaking perspective, reminding visitors why this sacred place has inspired pilgrims for centuries. Not far away stands another masterpiece of Japanese architecture, the magnificent Kinkaku-ji, known around the world as the Golden Pavilion. Covered in brilliant gold leaf, the temple rises gracefully above a tranquil pond whose mirror-like surface perfectly reflects its shimmering walls. Depending on the season, the surrounding landscape transforms dramatically. Cherry blossoms frame the pavilion during spring, lush greenery surrounds it in summer, brilliant maple leaves ignite the gardens in autumn, and winter occasionally blankets the golden structure beneath delicate snow, creating one of Japan's most unforgettable scenes. Nearby lies Ryoan-ji, home to one of the world's most celebrated Zen rock gardens. At first glance, it appears remarkably simple. 15 carefully placed stones rest upon perfectly raked white gravel. Yet this minimal design has inspired contemplation for centuries. No matter where a visitor stands, one stone always remains hidden from view, symbolizing the endless pursuit of wisdom and reminding us that complete understanding is always just beyond our reach. As we continue through Kyoto, the historic district of Gion reveals another chapter of Japan's living traditions. Narrow stone streets are lined with beautifully preserved wooden machiya townhouses, elegant tea houses, and softly glowing lanterns that create a magical atmosphere after sunset. If fortune smiles upon us, we may catch a glimpse of a geisha or her apprentice, known as a maiko, gracefully walking toward an evening engagement. Dressed in elaborate silk kimonos, adorned with delicate hairstyles and traditional makeup, they preserve an artistic heritage that has endured for centuries. Their performances combine music, dance, poetry, and refined conversation, representing one of Japan's most respected cultural traditions. Kyoto is also the birthplace of the Japanese tea ceremony, an art that transforms the simple act of preparing tea into a profound expression of harmony, respect, purity, and tranquility. Every movement is performed with extraordinary precision, reflecting a philosophy that values mindfulness above haste. Even the smallest gesture carries meaning, teaching that true beauty often exists within quiet moments. On the western edge of the city, another natural wonder awaits. The Arashiyama bamboo forest rises like a living cathedral of green. Towering bamboo stalks stretch high toward the sky, gently swaying as the wind creates one of the most peaceful natural soundscapes in Japan. Sunlight filters through the slender trunks, casting moving patterns across the forest path, while every step seems to carry visitors deeper into a world of calm and reflection. Beyond the bamboo grove, the Katsura River flows peacefully beneath the famous Togetsukyo Bridge. During spring, cherry blossoms cover the surrounding hillsides, while autumn transforms the valley into a masterpiece of crimson and gold. Boatmen guide traditional wooden vessels across the gentle waters, just as they have done for generations, offering another reminder that Kyoto continues to preserve its timeless connection with nature. Yet our journey through ancient Japan does not end here. Less than an hour from Kyoto lies another city whose history reaches back even further. Before Kyoto became the imperial capital, that honor belonged to Nara, one of Japan's oldest and most sacred cities. As we arrive, a peaceful atmosphere immediately surrounds us. Broad parklands stretch beneath ancient trees where hundreds of deer wander freely among visitors. According to Shinto belief, these graceful animals are considered sacred messengers of the gods. For centuries they have lived in harmony with the people of Nara, becoming one of Japan's most beloved symbols. Visitors often offer them special rice crackers, and many of the deer have even learned to bow politely before receiving their treat, reflecting the remarkable relationship between humans and nature that defines so much of Japanese culture. Towering above the park stands one of the greatest wooden structures ever built. Todaiji Temple houses the colossal Great Buddha, a magnificent bronze statue standing nearly 15 meters high. Seated in peaceful meditation for more than 12 centuries, this extraordinary masterpiece symbolizes wisdom, compassion, and inner peace. Stepping inside the vast wooden hall is an unforgettable experience. Massive timber pillars rise toward the ceiling, while soft light filters through ancient windows, creating an atmosphere of profound serenity. The immense scale of the building reminds visitors of the incredible craftsmanship achieved by Japanese builders centuries ago, long before modern engineering existed. A short walk away, the Kasuga Taisha Shrine offers yet another breathtaking scene. Thousands of stone lanterns line peaceful forest paths, while hundreds of bronze lanterns hang from the shrine's elegant buildings. During special festivals, every lantern is illuminated, transforming the sacred grounds into a glowing sea of golden light that seems almost magical. The surrounding primeval forest has remained protected for over 1,000 years. Birds sing beneath towering cedar trees, gentle streams wind quietly through the landscape, and ancient walking trails invite travelers to experience a side of Japan where nature and spirituality remain inseparable. As evening slowly settles over Kyoto and Nara, temple bells once again echo through the mountains, while lanterns begin to illuminate historic streets. The gentle fragrance of incense drifts through the air, blending with the distant sounds of flowing water and rustling leaves. These cities remind us that Japan's greatest treasures are not only found in magnificent buildings or famous landmarks, but also in the quiet philosophy that teaches balance, respect, patience, and harmony with the natural world. Far beyond the ancient temples of Kyoto and the peaceful forests of Nara, a magnificent silhouette begins to appear on the distant horizon. Rising above the clouds with perfect symmetry, its snow-capped summit has inspired artists, poets, monks, and travelers for more than 1,000 years. Long before it became one of the world's most photographed mountains, it was already regarded as a sacred place where heaven and earth seemed to meet. This is Mount Fuji, the highest mountain in Japan, and the timeless symbol of a nation whose identity has always been deeply connected to nature. Standing at 3,776 meters above sea level, Mount Fuji dominates the landscape with remarkable elegance. Although officially classified as an active volcano, it has remained peacefully dormant since its last eruption in 1707. Yet, beneath its tranquil appearance, immense geological forces continue to shape the surrounding region, reminding visitors that this iconic mountain was born from fire, pressure, and time. As dawn approaches, the first sunlight touches Fuji's snowy summit, slowly bathing its slopes in soft shades of gold and crimson. The Japanese call this magical moment Aka Fuji, or Red Fuji, a rare spectacle where the mountain glows with warm colors before the rest of the landscape awakens. For photographers and nature lovers, it is one of the country's most breathtaking sights, lasting only a few precious moments before daylight transforms the scenery once again. At the foot of this sacred peak lie the famous Fuji 5 lakes, each offering its own unique perspective of Japan's most celebrated mountain. Together, they form a region where forests, villages, rivers, and volcanic landscapes exist in remarkable harmony. Lake Kawaguchiko is perhaps the most famous of them all. Throughout the year, its calm waters reflect Mount Fuji like an enormous natural mirror, creating scenes that seem almost too perfect to be real. During spring, thousands of cherry blossoms frame the shoreline, surrounding the lake with delicate shades of pink. In autumn, brilliant maple trees paint the hillsides in deep crimson and golden amber, while winter transforms the entire landscape into a peaceful world of snow and crystal-clear skies. Nearby, the Chureito Pagoda rises high above the valley. Climbing the long staircase rewards visitors with one of the most iconic panoramic views in all of Japan. The bright red pagoda stands gracefully in the foreground, while Mount Fuji dominates the distant horizon, perfectly framed by cherry blossoms in spring or colorful autumn leaves later in the year. It is a view that has become one of the defining images of Japan itself, capturing the perfect harmony between architecture, spirituality, and nature. Our journey continues to Lake Yamanaka, the largest of the Fuji 5 lakes. Here, the atmosphere is quieter, offering a slower pace where local fishermen still follow traditions passed down through generations. Swans glide peacefully across the water, while cyclists and hikers explore scenic paths that circle the lake beneath the ever-present gaze of Mount Fuji. Further west lies Lake Saiko, surrounded by dense forests that conceal one of the region's most fascinating natural wonders. Hidden beneath the ancient lava fields are the Narusawa Ice Cave and the Fugaku Wind Cave, mysterious underground chambers formed by volcanic eruptions thousands of years ago. Even during the hottest summer months, thick ice continues to cover parts of these caves, creating an astonishing contrast between the warm forests above and the frozen world below. The smallest of the 5 lakes, Lake Shoji, offers perhaps the most intimate encounter with Fuji. Morning mist often drifts across its quiet waters, softening the mountain's reflection into a dreamlike image that seems suspended between reality and imagination. Finally, Lake Motosu, the deepest of the 5 lakes, possesses waters so remarkably clear that they inspired the design featured on Japan's 1,000 yen banknote. Its pristine beauty has remained largely unchanged for centuries, preserving the same timeless scenery admired by generations of travelers and artists. Yet Mount Fuji is far more than a spectacular landscape. For centuries, it has been regarded as one of Japan's most sacred mountains. Pilgrims once believed that climbing its slopes was both a physical challenge and a spiritual journey toward enlightenment. Even today, during the official climbing season, thousands of people ascend through volcanic trails beneath the stars, hoping to witness the unforgettable sunrise from the summit. The experience is known as Goraiko, meaning the arrival of light. As darkness slowly fades, the horizon bursts into brilliant shades of orange, gold, and violet, revealing an endless sea of clouds stretching far below the mountaintop. It is a moment that many describe not simply as beautiful, but deeply life-changing. Just a short distance from Mount Fuji lies another region shaped by volcanic power. Welcome to Hakone, where the earth itself seems alive beneath every step. Unlike the peaceful stillness surrounding Fuji, Hakone reveals nature's restless energy. Steam rises continuously from rocky valleys, sulfur fills the air, and the ground reminds visitors that molten rock still moves deep beneath the surface. One of Hakone's most fascinating destinations is Owakudani, often called the Great Boiling Valley. Formed by a volcanic eruption nearly 3,000 years ago, this dramatic landscape is filled with steaming vents, bubbling pools, and clouds of white vapor drifting across black volcanic slopes. The scent of sulfur hangs in the air, while the earth releases its hidden energy in a spectacular display of natural power. A famous local tradition has become closely associated with this remarkable place. Eggs are slowly cooked inside the naturally boiling volcanic waters, causing their shells to turn completely black due to the minerals in the springs. According to local legend, eating one of these unusual eggs adds 7 years to a person's life. Whether fact or folklore, the tradition continues to attract visitors eager to experience one of Hakone's most unique customs. High above the valley, cable cars glide silently across the steaming landscape, providing breathtaking aerial views of volcanic craters, dense forests, and, on clear days, the majestic silhouette of Mount Fuji rising beyond the horizon. Descending from the mountains, we arrive at the peaceful waters of Lake Ashi. Created by ancient volcanic eruptions, this beautiful lake reflects surrounding forests and distant mountain peaks with remarkable clarity. Traditional sightseeing boats designed to resemble historic sailing ships cross its calm waters, adding an almost mythical atmosphere to the landscape. Along the lakeshore stands one of Hakone's most photographed landmarks, the brilliant red torii gate of Hakone Shrine. Emerging gracefully from the water, it appears to float between the physical and spiritual worlds, symbolizing the deep relationship between nature and faith that continues to define Japanese culture. Hidden among the surrounding hills is another treasure that reveals Japan's remarkable appreciation for art. The Hakone Open Air Museum transforms nature itself into a gallery. Monumental sculptures stand among gardens, forests, and mountain scenery, allowing visitors to experience artistic masterpieces while surrounded by the beauty of the natural world. It is a place where creativity and landscape become inseparable. As evening approaches, countless visitors seek another timeless Japanese experience. Throughout Hakone, traditional ryokan inns welcome guests with warm hospitality that has changed little for centuries. Tatami floors, sliding paper doors, carefully prepared seasonal meals, and steaming outdoor hot spring baths create an atmosphere of complete tranquility. Immersing oneself in an onsen beneath the open sky, while cool mountain air drifts gently overhead and Mount Fuji watches silently in the distance, is more than simple relaxation. It is an experience that reflects one of Japan's oldest philosophies, living in harmony with nature and finding peace within its quiet beauty. As darkness settles across the volcanic valleys, the reflection of stars begins to shimmer upon the waters of Lake Ashi, while Mount Fuji stands peacefully beneath the night sky, unchanged through countless generations. As the peaceful silhouette of Mount Fuji slowly disappears behind the horizon, the rhythm of our journey begins to change once again. Quiet mountain landscapes give way to vibrant city streets, where glowing signs illuminate bustling avenues, irresistible aromas drift through crowded markets, and centuries-old castles rise proudly above modern skylines. Welcome to Western Japan, a region where history, culture, and cuisine come together to create some of the country's most unforgettable experiences. Our first destination is Osaka, often called the nation's kitchen. While Tokyo impresses with its futuristic energy and Kyoto preserves Japan's ancient traditions, Osaka captures the country's joyful spirit through its people, its food, and its lively atmosphere. It is a city where every street seems to invite exploration, and every neighborhood tells its own story. At the heart of Osaka lies Dotonbori, one of Japan's most iconic entertainment districts. Built around an old commercial canal that has connected merchants for centuries, this vibrant neighborhood comes alive as daylight fades. Towering neon signs reflect across the water, while enormous animated billboards light up the skyline. Crowds gather beneath the famous Glico Running Man sign, one of the city's best-known landmarks, capturing photographs before disappearing into the maze of restaurants, cafes, and traditional eateries. The air here is filled with the irresistible scent of freshly prepared street food. Skilled vendors flip golden takoyaki over sizzling hot plates, carefully turning each small octopus-filled dumpling until perfectly crisp on the outside and soft within. Nearby, chefs prepare savory okonomiyaki, layering batter, cabbage, seafood, meat, and rich sauces onto steaming grills with remarkable precision. Every family, every restaurant, and every neighborhood proudly claims its own unique recipe, making each bite a reflection of local tradition. Food in Osaka is far more than a daily necessity. It is a celebration of community, hospitality, and creativity. Locals even have a famous expression, "Kuidaore," meaning to eat until you drop, perfectly capturing the city's passion for extraordinary cuisine. Yet beyond its culinary reputation, Osaka is also a city deeply connected to Japan's remarkable history. Rising above the surrounding skyscrapers stands the magnificent Osaka Castle, one of the country's most celebrated historical landmarks. First constructed in the late 16th century by the powerful warlord Toyotomi Hideyoshi, the castle played a central role during one of the most dramatic periods in Japanese history. Its towering white walls, decorated with elegant golden ornaments and green rooftops, dominate the surrounding parkland. Massive stone foundations, some weighing more than 100 tons, continue to support the fortress centuries after their placement. During spring, thousands of cherry blossom trees transform the castle grounds into one of Japan's most spectacular hanami destinations, where families gather beneath blooming branches to celebrate the arrival of a new season. Inside the Castle Museum, ancient armor, beautifully crafted swords, detailed maps, and priceless historical artifacts reveal the ambitions, struggles, and achievements of the samurai era. Standing atop the observation floor, visitors enjoy sweeping views across modern Osaka, where centuries of history blend effortlessly with one of Japan's most dynamic cities. Not far away, another district offers a glimpse into Osaka's nostalgic past. Shinsekai, meaning New World, was originally designed in the early 20th century as a symbol of progress and optimism. Today, its colorful streets preserve the atmosphere of post-war Japan, where vintage arcades, traditional eateries, and glowing lanterns create a charming contrast to the city's modern business districts. Above the neighborhood rises Tsutenkaku Tower, a beloved local symbol that has watched over generations of residents. Though modest compared to modern skyscrapers, it remains a proud reminder of Osaka's enduring spirit and its ability to embrace change while honoring its past. Our journey now follows the coastline westward to one of Japan's most elegant port cities. Nestled between the sparkling waters of Osaka Bay and the forested slopes of Mount Rokko lies Kobe, a city whose identity has always been shaped by the sea. Unlike many Japanese cities, Kobe became one of the first ports to welcome international trade after centuries of isolation. Merchants from Europe, China, and many other parts of the world settled here, bringing new ideas, architecture, and traditions that continue to influence the city today. Walking through the Kitano district feels almost like stepping into another continent. Beautiful Western-style mansions built by foreign diplomats and traders still overlook the city, their elegant designs standing in remarkable contrast to nearby Japanese temples and traditional neighborhoods. This unique blend of cultures has created one of the country's most cosmopolitan destinations. Descending toward the waterfront, Kobe Harbor reveals a spectacular skyline where modern architecture meets maritime history. The striking red Kobe Port Tower rises above the bay, while luxury cruise ships, fishing vessels, and cargo ships continue to connect Japan with the wider world, just as they have for generations. As night falls, Harborland becomes one of the city's most enchanting destinations. Reflections of countless lights shimmer across calm waters, while couples, families, and travelers stroll peacefully along the waterfront, enjoying one of Western Japan's most beautiful evening landscapes. Of course, no visit to Kobe would be complete without experiencing the legendary Wagyu beef that has made the city famous across the globe. Carefully raised according to strict standards, Kobe beef is celebrated for its extraordinary marbling, tenderness, and rich flavor. Skilled chefs prepare each cut with remarkable precision, transforming a simple meal into an unforgettable culinary experience that reflects Japan's dedication to craftsmanship and perfection. Yet the region's greatest architectural masterpiece still awaits. Less than an hour from Kobe stands Himeji Castle, widely regarded as Japan's finest surviving feudal fortress. Rising gracefully above the surrounding landscape, its brilliant white walls have earned it the poetic nickname, the White Heron Castle, as its elegant rooftops resemble the wings of a bird preparing to take flight. Completed more than 400 years ago, Himeji has survived earthquakes, civil wars, fires, and even the devastating bombings of the Second World War. Unlike many castles reconstructed in modern times, much of Himeji remains original, preserving one of the finest examples of traditional Japanese castle architecture. Approaching the fortress reveals that its beauty conceals remarkable military ingenuity. A complex maze of winding paths, hidden gates, narrow corridors, and defensive walls was carefully designed to confuse invading armies. What appears to be a direct entrance quickly becomes a series of unexpected turns, dead ends, and strategic traps intended to slow enemy advances while defenders maintained the advantage from above. Inside the castle, steep wooden staircases connect multiple levels where samurai commanders once planned military campaigns and protected their domains. Sunlight filters gently through narrow windows, illuminating polished wooden floors that have witnessed centuries of Japanese history. Surrounding gardens add another layer of beauty to the fortress. Carefully designed ponds, stone bridges, flowering trees, and peaceful walking paths create a striking contrast to the castle's powerful defensive architecture. During cherry blossom season, the white walls appear almost surrounded by clouds of soft pink petals, creating one of the most breathtaking scenes in the country. Himeji is more than a castle. It is a living symbol of resilience, craftsmanship, and the remarkable engineering achievements of Japan's feudal age. As evening settles across western Japan, the lights of Osaka sparkle beside its canals. The peaceful waters of Kobe Harbor reflect the stars above, and the timeless silhouette of Himeji Castle stands quietly beneath the moonlight, guarding stories that have endured for centuries. But our journey through Japan's wonders is far from over. Ahead lies a place where history carries both unimaginable tragedy and extraordinary hope. Beyond these vibrant cities awaits Hiroshima, where resilience became a symbol for the entire world, and the sacred island of Miyajima, where one of Japan's most iconic floating shrines rises gracefully from the sea, inviting us into another unforgettable chapter of this remarkable adventure. The vibrant streets of Osaka slowly fade into the distance as our journey turns toward a city whose name has become known across the world, not only for one tragic day in history, but for the extraordinary strength that followed. Here, where rivers quietly flow beneath modern bridges and tree-lined boulevards fill with everyday life, the past and the future exist side by side. This is Hiroshima, a city that transformed unimaginable devastation into one of humanity's greatest symbols of peace, resilience, and hope. Located along the peaceful coastline of the Seto Inland Sea, Hiroshima is crossed by the gentle waters of the Ota River, which divide into several branches before reaching the bay. These waterways have shaped the city for centuries, carrying merchants, fishermen, and travelers through a region once known as an important center of commerce and culture. Today, it is difficult to imagine that this vibrant city was almost completely destroyed in a single moment. On the morning of August 6, 1945, history changed forever. Yet Hiroshima chose not to define itself only by tragedy. Instead, it rebuilt with remarkable determination, dedicating itself to promoting peace for future generations. At the heart of the city stands the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park, a place where silence speaks more powerfully than words. Wide green lawns, flowing rivers, and carefully maintained gardens invite visitors to reflect upon the importance of compassion and the value of human life. One of the park's most recognizable landmarks is the atomic bomb dome, officially known as the Genbaku Dome. Once a bustling exhibition hall, its skeletal steel framework survived the explosion almost directly beneath the blast. Preserved exactly as it was left, the building remains one of the world's most powerful historical monuments, reminding millions of visitors each year of the consequences of war and the importance of lasting peace. Nearby burns the eternal flame of peace. It has remained continuously lit since 1964 and will continue burning until every nuclear weapon on Earth has been eliminated. Its quiet flame carries a message that reaches far beyond Hiroshima, reminding humanity that hope can survive even the darkest chapters of history. Not far away stands the Children's Peace Monument, inspired by the touching story of Sadako Sasaki. After surviving the bombing as a young child, Sadako later became ill from radiation exposure. Believing in an ancient Japanese legend that promises a wish to anyone who folds 1,000 paper cranes, she devoted herself to creating delicate origami cranes while hoping for recovery and peace. Although her life ended at a young age, her story inspired children from around the world. Today, millions of colorful paper cranes arrive each year from every continent, hanging beside the monument as symbols of hope, friendship, and a shared dream for a more peaceful future. The gentle ringing of the peace bell echoes softly through the park, carried by the breeze across rivers and gardens. Visitors from every culture pause for a quiet moment, united by a common desire that such tragedy should never be repeated. Yet, Hiroshima is far more than its history. Beyond the memorials, a thriving modern city welcomes visitors with warmth, creativity, and remarkable optimism. Wide shopping streets bustle with life, cafes fill with conversation, and parks overflow with seasonal flowers that celebrate nature's enduring beauty. Among Hiroshima's greatest pleasures is its unique culinary tradition. The city's famous style of okonomiyaki differs from that found in Osaka. Rather than mixing ingredients together, skilled chefs carefully build delicate layers of cabbage, noodles, eggs, seafood or meat, and savory sauces upon large iron griddles. Watching these experienced cooks work with remarkable speed and precision is almost as satisfying as tasting the finished dish itself. As evening approaches, riverside promenades become filled with families and couples enjoying the peaceful atmosphere, while reflections of city lights shimmer gently across the water. Hiroshima reminds every visitor that even after profound hardship, life can bloom once again with remarkable strength. Leaving the mainland behind, our journey continues across the calm waters of the Seto Inland Sea. A short ferry ride carries us toward one of Japan's most sacred islands, where nature and spirituality have existed together for more than 1,000 years. Gradually, a brilliant red gate appears on the horizon, rising directly from the sea as though floating between heaven and earth. This is Miyajima, officially known as Itsukushima Island, a place often described as one of Japan's 3 most beautiful scenic landscapes. As the ferry approaches, the magnificent torii gate of Itsukushima Shrine grows larger against the backdrop of forest-covered mountains. During high tide, its massive wooden pillars seem to stand effortlessly upon the water, creating one of the country's most iconic and photographed views. At low tide, visitors can walk across the exposed shoreline to stand beneath the towering structure, appreciating its extraordinary craftsmanship up close. For centuries, the island itself has been regarded as sacred. Ancient traditions once forbade ordinary births and deaths here in order to preserve its spiritual purity. Even today, Miyajima maintains an atmosphere of serenity that immediately distinguishes it from the busy cities of mainland Japan. The Itsukushima Shrine, originally founded more than 1,400 years ago, appears to float gracefully above the sea upon elegant wooden platforms connected by covered walkways. As the tide rises and falls, the relationship between architecture and water constantly changes, creating a living masterpiece shaped by nature itself. Wandering through the island's quiet streets, another familiar sight soon appears. Friendly deer roam freely among visitors, gently approaching without fear. Unlike those of Nara, these deer live against a breathtaking coastal backdrop where mountains, forests, and ocean blend together in perfect harmony. They have become beloved companions to both pilgrims and travelers, adding even more charm to this peaceful sanctuary. Towering above the island rises Mount Mizan, whose dense forests have remained largely untouched for centuries. Ancient cedar trees line hiking trails that wind steadily upward through lush vegetation, alive with birdsong and cool mountain air. According to Buddhist tradition, Mount Mizan has been a place of spiritual practice since the 9th century. Hidden temples and quiet prayer halls remain scattered throughout the mountainside, while eternal flames, said to have burned continuously for centuries, continue to symbolize wisdom and enlightenment. Those who reach the summit are rewarded with one of Japan's most spectacular panoramic views. Countless emerald islands rise from the calm blue waters of the Seto Inland Sea, stretching endlessly toward the distant horizon. The peaceful landscape reveals why generations of artists, monks, and poets have found inspiration in this remarkable place. As sunset begins to paint the sky with brilliant shades of orange and crimson, the final ferries gradually depart, leaving the island wrapped in remarkable tranquility. Gentle waves lap softly against the shrine's wooden pillars, while the floating torii becomes silhouetted against the fading light, creating a scene that feels almost timeless. In these quiet moments, Miyajima reveals its greatest beauty. It is not simply a destination to admire, but a place to experience. Here, the sounds of nature, the rhythm of the tides, and the whispers of ancient traditions come together in perfect harmony, reminding us that Japan's deepest treasures often lie within moments of stillness. As darkness settles across the Seto Inland Sea, our journey prepares to venture toward an entirely different side of the country. Far to the north lies a land of endless forests, frozen lakes, towering volcanoes, and spectacular winter landscapes where nature remains wonderfully untamed. Ahead awaits Hokkaido, Japan's great northern frontier, where snow, wildlife, and breathtaking wilderness reveal another unforgettable face of this extraordinary nation. As the peaceful waters of the Seto Inland Sea disappear behind us, our journey turns toward a land where winter reigns for much of the year, where vast forests stretch beyond the horizon, and where nature still writes the rules of everyday life. Far from Japan's crowded cities and ancient capitals lies Hokkaido, the country's northern frontier. It is a place where powerful volcanoes breathe beneath snow-covered mountains, crystal-clear lakes reflect endless skies, and wildlife roams freely across landscapes that have remained largely untouched for centuries. Covering nearly a quarter of Japan's total land area, Hokkaido is the nation's second-largest island, yet it is home to only a small fraction of its population. The result is an extraordinary wilderness unlike anywhere else in the country. Dense forests blanket the mountains, rivers rush through deep valleys, and enormous national parks preserve ecosystems that continue to thrive much as they have for thousands of years. As winter settles across the island, temperatures plunge far below freezing. Snowstorms arriving from Siberia blanket entire regions beneath several meters of fresh powder, transforming villages, forests, and mountains into breathtaking white kingdoms. For many, Hokkaido represents the very image of a perfect winter landscape, where silence is broken only by the crunch of snow beneath footsteps and the distant call of wild birds soaring across icy skies. At the center of this northern world stands Sapporo, Hokkaido's vibrant capital. Although modern in appearance, the city remains deeply connected to the surrounding wilderness. Wide boulevards, spacious parks, and mountain views create an atmosphere unlike any other Japanese metropolis. Every February, Sapporo becomes the stage for one of the world's most spectacular winter celebrations. The Sapporo Snow Festival attracts millions of visitors who gather to admire enormous sculptures carved entirely from snow and ice. Towering castles, famous monuments, mythical creatures, and works of art rise along the streets with astonishing precision. During the evening, colorful lights transform these frozen masterpieces into magical displays that seem to glow beneath the winter sky. Beyond the festival, everyday life in Sapporo reflects the resilience of those who have learned to flourish despite the harsh northern climate. Underground shopping streets connect entire districts, allowing residents to move comfortably beneath the snow-covered city, while life above continues uninterrupted. Hokkaido is also famous for its exceptional cuisine. Fertile farmland, pristine rivers, and rich coastal waters provide some of Japan's finest ingredients. Fresh seafood arrives daily from the surrounding seas, while local dairy farms produce creamy cheeses, butter, and milk renowned throughout the country. Steaming bowls of rich miso ramen offer warmth during freezing winter evenings, while sweet melons, potatoes, and corn remind visitors that Hokkaido's short summers are equally generous. Leaving the city behind, the true wilderness begins to unfold. Daisetsuzan National Park, the largest national park in Japan, stretches across a dramatic landscape of volcanic peaks, alpine meadows, crystal-clear lakes, and ancient forests. Often called the Roof of Hokkaido, these mountains experience the first autumn colors and the earliest snowfall in the country, creating spectacular scenery throughout the changing seasons. Hiking trails wind through untouched valleys where the only sounds are flowing streams, rustling leaves, and the gentle breeze sweeping across mountain ridges. During summer, fields of colorful alpine flowers blanket the highlands, attracting butterflies and birds that thrive within this protected environment. Nature here remains wonderfully unpredictable. Brown bears, the largest land mammals in Japan, roam freely through dense forests in search of berries, salmon, and wild plants. Although rarely seen by visitors, their presence reminds everyone that this is still a truly wild landscape. Ezo deer graze peacefully across open meadows, while graceful red foxes quietly patrol forest edges. High above, majestic Steller's sea eagles circle the coastline during winter, their enormous wings carrying them effortlessly above frozen rivers and drifting sea ice. Watching these magnificent birds soar across Hokkaido's dramatic skies is an unforgettable experience for wildlife enthusiasts from around the world. One of the island's most remarkable natural spectacles takes place along the northeastern coast near the Shirakawa-go Peninsula, one of Japan's most pristine UNESCO World Heritage Sites. During winter, drifting sea ice travels hundreds of kilometers from the Arctic regions, covering the Sea of Okhotsk with enormous floating sheets of ice. It is the southernmost place on Earth where this phenomenon can be witnessed, transforming the coastline into an astonishing frozen seascape unlike any other in Asia. Shirakawa-go itself remains one of Japan's last great wildernesses. Towering cliffs plunge into icy waters, while waterfalls cascade directly into the sea. Dense forests shelter bears, foxes, owls, and countless other species that continue to thrive within this protected ecosystem. Here, Nature exists much as it always has, reminding visitors of a Japan that few ever have the opportunity to experience. Further south, another remarkable phenomenon reveals the volcanic heart of Hokkaido. Throughout the island, countless hot springs emerge naturally from deep beneath the Earth's surface. These geothermal waters have shaped Japanese culture for centuries, providing places of relaxation, healing, and reflection. One of the most famous hot spring towns is Noboribetsu, where steaming valleys, bubbling mud pools, and sulfur vents create an almost otherworldly landscape. Known as Jigokudani, or Hell Valley, the area appears dramatic at first glance, yet its mineral-rich waters have long been valued for their therapeutic properties. Visitors soak in traditional outdoor baths while surrounded by snow-covered forests, allowing warm mineral waters to soothe both body and mind. Steam rises gently into the cold winter air as snowflakes quietly fall from above, creating one of Japan's most peaceful and unforgettable experiences. Yet, Hokkaido's story stretches back far beyond modern Japan. Long before the arrival of mainland settlers, these northern lands were home to the Ainu people, an indigenous culture with traditions deeply rooted in the natural world. Their beliefs honored rivers, mountains, forests, bears, and every living creature as sacred spirits deserving of respect. Today, museums and cultural villages preserve Ainu language, music, wood carving, embroidery, and ceremonies, allowing visitors to discover an important chapter of Japan's cultural heritage that continues to inspire future generations. As spring finally arrives after months of snow, Hokkaido transforms once again. Vast fields of lavender bloom beneath brilliant blue skies, especially around Furano and Biei. Rolling hills become vibrant tapestries of purple, yellow, red, and green, creating landscapes so colorful they appear almost like paintings. Scenic roads wind gently through flower fields and peaceful farmland, attracting photographers from across the globe. Nearby, the famous Blue Pond reflects surrounding trees with an astonishing turquoise color created by natural minerals flowing from nearby volcanic springs. Standing quietly beside its crystal-clear waters, one can easily understand why this remarkable place has become one of Hokkaido's most treasured natural wonders. Whether covered in snow, painted with autumn colors, or blooming beneath the summer sun, Hokkaido constantly reminds us that nature possesses an incredible ability to transform itself while remaining beautifully timeless. As evening falls over the northern wilderness, distant volcanoes fade into the twilight, forests settle into silence, and stars begin to shine across some of the clearest night skies in Japan. The adventure now continues southward once more, where ancient mountain temples, hidden alpine villages, and centuries-old traditions await among the towering peaks of the Japanese Alps. Our next chapter leads us into a world where history, craftsmanship, and breathtaking mountain landscapes have endured through the passage of time. Leaving behind the vast wilderness of Hokkaido, our journey carries us south toward the towering spine of central Japan. Here, mountain ranges rise dramatically above deep valleys, crystal-clear rivers carve their way through ancient forests, and villages seem untouched by the passing centuries. This is the Japanese Alps, a region where nature has shaped both the landscape and the people who have called these mountains home for generations. It is a place where every winding road reveals another breathtaking panorama, and every quiet village preserves traditions that continue to define the spirit of old Japan. Stretching across the heart of Honshu, the Japanese Alps consist of three magnificent mountain ranges whose peaks often exceed 3,000 meters. Snow blankets their highest summits for much of the year, feeding countless rivers that nourish forests, farms, and communities far below. For centuries, these mountains acted as natural barriers, allowing isolated villages to develop unique customs, architecture, and ways of life that remain remarkably well preserved today. Our adventure begins in Nagano Prefecture, a region celebrated for its dramatic alpine scenery and peaceful spiritual heritage. Surrounded by towering mountains, Nagano offers a landscape that changes beautifully with every season. During spring, cherry blossoms bloom beneath snow-covered peaks. Summer transforms alpine meadows into colorful carpets of wildflowers. Autumn ignites entire mountainsides with brilliant shades of crimson and gold, while winter creates one of Japan's most spectacular snowy landscapes. Hidden within the forests of Jigokudani lies one of the country's most extraordinary wildlife experiences. Here, Japanese macaques, often called snow monkeys, have developed a behavior found almost nowhere else in the world. As winter temperatures fall far below freezing, these intelligent primates gather in naturally heated hot springs, relaxing in steaming mineral waters while snow gently settles upon their thick fur. Watching families of monkeys quietly soak together against a backdrop of snow-covered forests is a scene that perfectly captures the remarkable relationship between wildlife and Japan's volcanic landscape. It is both peaceful and fascinating, offering a rare glimpse into nature's incredible ability to adapt. Beyond the forests, mountain trails lead toward ancient Buddhist temples hidden among cedar trees and waterfalls. For centuries, monks sought solitude in these mountains, believing that spiritual wisdom could be found through harmony with nature. Even today, visitors encounter quiet shrines where prayer flags flutter gently in the breeze and temple bells echo softly through distant valleys. The clear mountain air carries the soothing sound of rushing streams as hiking paths wind through forests of Japanese larch, maple, and cedar. Every turn reveals another breathtaking vista where rugged cliffs, waterfalls, and alpine lakes create landscapes that seem almost untouched by time. Life in these mountains has always required patience, resilience, and cooperation. Generations of farmers carefully cultivated narrow valleys using pure spring water flowing from snow-covered peaks. One of the region's most famous products is wasabi, Japan's prized green root. Unlike the imitation versions commonly found around the world, authentic wasabi grows only in pristine mountain streams where cold, crystal-clear water flows continuously throughout the year. Our journey now continues deeper into the mountains toward one of Japan's most enchanting historic towns. Nestled beside the Miyagawa River, Takayama preserves the atmosphere of the Edo period with remarkable authenticity. Walking through its beautifully preserved old town feels like stepping directly into another century. Traditional wooden merchant houses line narrow stone streets, their dark timber facades sheltering sake breweries, artisan workshops, tea houses, and family-run shops that have welcomed visitors for generations. Lanterns hang quietly beneath deep wooden eaves, while craftsmen continue producing furniture, lacquerware, and delicate carvings using techniques passed down through countless generations. Each morning, the riverside markets awaken as local farmers arrive with baskets of freshly harvested vegetables, mountain herbs, handmade crafts, and regional delicacies. Friendly conversations between merchants and visitors create a welcoming atmosphere that reflects the warmth of mountain communities where hospitality has always been part of daily life. Among Takayama's most remarkable landmarks stands the historic Takayama Jinya, once the administrative headquarters of the Tokugawa shogunate in this region. Its beautifully preserved wooden halls, tatami rooms, and peaceful gardens provide a fascinating glimpse into Japan's feudal government and the daily lives of officials who managed these remote mountain provinces centuries ago. Twice each year, Takayama celebrates one of Japan's most spectacular festivals. Elaborately decorated wooden floats, adorned with intricate carvings, colorful tapestries, and mechanical puppets, parade through the streets while traditional music fills the air. These magnificent creations represent centuries of artistic excellence and remain treasured symbols of local pride. Continuing westward, the mountains gradually reveal another extraordinary treasure. Hidden within a peaceful valley lies Shirakawa-go, one of Japan's most picturesque villages and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Surrounded by forests and rivers, this remarkable community has preserved an architectural style found almost nowhere else in the world. The village is famous for its distinctive gasho-zukuri farmhouses, whose steep thatched roofs resemble hands joined together in prayer. Designed to withstand the region's heavy winter snowfall, these impressive structures were built entirely without nails, relying instead on sophisticated wooden joinery techniques perfected over centuries. Some of these homes are more than 200 years old and remain occupied by families who continue to preserve their ancestral way of life. Inside, spacious upper floors once served as workshops where silkworms were carefully raised, providing an important source of income during long winters when deep snow isolated the village from surrounding regions. When winter arrives, Shirakawa-go becomes almost magical. Thick blankets of snow cover rooftops, trees, and narrow streets, transforming the village into a scene that resembles a fairy tale. During special evening illuminations, warm lights glow softly from within the traditional houses, creating one of the most enchanting winter landscapes anywhere in Japan. Spring brings a completely different beauty. Melting snow feeds nearby rice paddies that mirror the surrounding mountains, while fresh green forests awaken beneath clear blue skies. Summer fills the valleys with wildflowers and birdsong, and autumn wraps the village in brilliant shades of red, orange, and gold. Yet perhaps the most remarkable tradition preserved here is not architectural, but social. The people of Shirakawa-go continue to practice the ancient custom of yui, a system of mutual cooperation through which entire communities work together to repair massive thatched roofs, maintain farmland, and support one another during difficult times. This spirit of collective responsibility has allowed the village to preserve its unique heritage despite the challenges of modern life. As the sun begins to set behind the towering peaks, golden light washes across wooden farmhouses, quiet rivers, and forested hills. Smoke rises gently from traditional hearths, while the distant sound of flowing water echoes through the valley. The Japanese Alps remind us that some of life's greatest treasures are found far from crowded cities. Here, nature is not simply admired, but respected. Traditions are not displayed for visitors, but lived every day. Every mountain path, every ancient temple, and every family home tells a story of resilience, craftsmanship, and harmony with the natural world. As darkness slowly settles across these peaceful valleys, our journey prepares to venture toward another remarkable region shaped by powerful volcanoes, steaming hot springs, and dramatic landscapes unlike anywhere else in Japan. Ahead lies the southern island of Kyushu, where fire and earth continue to shape one of the country's most extraordinary natural wonders, revealing yet another unforgettable chapter in our exploration of Japan. As the peaceful peaks of the Japanese Alps gradually disappear behind us, our journey turns toward an island where the earth reveals its incredible power with every mountain, valley, and steaming hillside. Welcome to Kyushu, Japan's third largest island and one of its most geologically fascinating regions. Here, ancient volcanoes continue to shape the landscape. Mineral-rich hot springs emerge from deep beneath the ground, and generations of people have learned not to conquer nature, but to live in harmony with it. Located at the southwestern edge of the Japanese archipelago, Kyushu has long served as Japan's gateway to the Asian mainland. For centuries, merchants, monks, and explorers arrived here from China and Korea, bringing new ideas, technologies, and traditions that would influence Japanese culture for generations. Today, this island remains a remarkable blend of breathtaking natural beauty, rich history, and vibrant local life. Our journey begins at one of the most extraordinary volcanic landscapes in the world. Rising high above rolling grasslands stands Mount Aso, home to one of the largest active volcanic calderas on Earth. Created by a series of colossal eruptions hundreds of thousands of years ago, the caldera stretches nearly 25 kilometers from north to south and shelters entire towns, farms, and forests within its enormous basin. As we approach the crater, the landscape begins to change dramatically. Wide green plains suddenly give way to dark volcanic rock, while columns of white steam rise continuously into the sky. Deep beneath the surface, powerful geothermal forces remain active, reminding visitors that this magnificent mountain is still alive. Standing at the edge of the Nakadak crater is an unforgettable experience. Looking down into its emerald-colored volcanic lake, surrounded by rugged cliffs and drifting sulfur clouds, offers a rare glimpse into the immense forces that continue to shape our planet. Depending on volcanic activity, certain areas may occasionally close for safety, but even from a distance, Mount Aso commands immense respect and admiration. Surrounding the volcano are endless grasslands where wild horses and grazing cattle roam freely across rolling hills. For centuries, local communities have carefully managed these landscapes through controlled seasonal burning, preserving one of Japan's largest natural grassland ecosystems. The result is a scenery that feels almost endless, where emerald fields meet distant volcanic peaks beneath vast open skies. Although Mount Aso represents Kyushu's raw geological power, the island is equally famous for something much gentler. Across Kyushu, thousands of natural hot springs rise from beneath the earth, making this one of the world's greatest geothermal regions. Among them, none is more famous than Beppu. Steam rises from nearly every corner of the city, drifting above rooftops, streets, rivers, and gardens. More hot spring water flows here than almost anywhere else on Earth, creating an atmosphere unlike any other destination in Japan. One of Beppu's most remarkable attractions is known as the Hells of Beppu. Despite their dramatic name, these colorful geothermal pools are not intended for bathing. Instead, they showcase nature's astonishing diversity. Brilliant cobalt blue ponds shimmer beside pools of boiling crimson water, while bubbling mud springs, steaming geysers, and clouds of mineral-rich vapor transform the landscape into what seems like another planet. Each spring possesses its own unique appearance, shaped by different minerals emerging from deep underground. Together they create one of Japan's most extraordinary natural spectacles, revealing the hidden energy that continues to flow beneath Kyushu. Not far from Beppu lies the peaceful mountain town of Yufuin, where time seems to slow down. Surrounded by gentle hills and overlooked by the graceful slopes of Mount Yufu, this charming destination offers a completely different atmosphere. Narrow streets lined with artisan shops, traditional cafes, galleries, and quiet ryokan inns invite visitors to relax and appreciate life's simpler pleasures. Morning mist often drifts across nearby rice fields, while horses graze peacefully beneath forested mountains. Here, Outdoor hot spring baths allow guests to soak in naturally heated mineral waters while gazing toward tranquil landscapes that change beautifully with every season. Kyushu's volcanic landscapes have also shaped its agriculture. Rich volcanic soil supports fertile farmland, producing exceptional vegetables, fruits, tea, and rice. Sweet potatoes thrive here, while citrus orchards blanket sunny hillsides overlooking the sea. Local farmers have learned to transform nature's powerful forces into a source of remarkable abundance. Our journey continues to Kumamoto, where one of Japan's greatest castles rises proudly above the surrounding city. Kumamoto Castle was originally constructed in the early 17th century and quickly earned a reputation as one of the country's strongest fortresses. Its towering black walls, elegant wooden keeps, and impressive defensive systems demonstrate the remarkable engineering skills of Japan's feudal architects. Although severely damaged during the powerful earthquakes of 2016, extensive restoration efforts continue today, symbolizing the determination of local communities to preserve their cultural heritage for future generations. Walking through the castle grounds reveals magnificent stone walls built with extraordinary precision. Their gently curving design made climbing nearly impossible for invading armies, while hidden defensive features reflected centuries of military innovation during the samurai era. Yet Kyushu's story reaches back even further than castles and volcanoes. According to Japanese mythology, parts of this island were among the first lands created by the divine deities Izanagi and Izanami. Ancient shrines hidden within forests continue to honor these legendary origins, blending mythology with landscapes that have inspired spiritual reflection for centuries. Scattered across Kyushu are peaceful villages where traditional crafts remain alive. Potters continue producing elegant ceramics using techniques passed down through generations, particularly in regions such as Arita, whose fine porcelain became famous throughout Europe during the Age of Exploration. Each handcrafted piece reflects the patience, precision, and respect for beauty that define Japanese artistry. As evening approaches, another side of Kyushu begins to emerge. Across the island, countless ryokan welcome visitors with warm hospitality. Wooden corridors, tatami rooms, paper lanterns, and carefully prepared seasonal dinners create an atmosphere of timeless tranquility. Outside, steaming outdoor baths invite guests to immerse themselves beneath open skies. Surrounded by bamboo forests or overlooking mountain valleys, these natural onsen provide not only physical relaxation, but also a deep sense of connection with the surrounding landscape. Watching stars appear above drifting clouds of steam while listening to the gentle sounds of nature is an experience that remains unforgettable long after the journey ends. Kyushu is a place where fire creates life rather than destruction. Volcanoes nourish fertile fields. Hot springs offer healing and comfort. Ancient myths continue to echo through sacred forests, while modern communities flourish alongside landscapes that remain wonderfully untamed. As darkness settles over Mount Aso and distant volcanic peaks fade beneath a sky filled with stars, our journey prepares to venture toward an entirely different world. Far beyond Kyushu's rugged mountains lies a chain of tropical islands surrounded by crystal-clear seas, colorful coral reefs, and a culture unlike anywhere else in Japan. Ahead awaits Okinawa and the southern archipelagos, where turquoise waters, ancient traditions, and the rhythm of island life reveal yet another breathtaking face of this remarkable nation. Far beyond Japan's towering volcanoes and snow-covered mountains, where the deep blue Pacific stretches endlessly toward the horizon, another world begins to emerge. The air grows warmer, palm trees replace cedar forests, and the rhythm of life slows with the gentle movement of the waves. This is Okinawa, Japan's southern paradise, a chain of tropical islands where crystal-clear seas, ancient traditions, and breathtaking marine life create a destination unlike any other in the country. Although politically part of modern Japan, Okinawa possesses an identity shaped by centuries of independent history. Long before becoming a Japanese prefecture, these islands formed the powerful Ryukyu Kingdom, a prosperous maritime nation that served as an important bridge between Japan, China, Korea, and Southeast Asia. Merchants crossed these waters carrying silk, ceramics, spices, and ideas, creating a unique culture that blended influences from across Asia while preserving its own remarkable traditions. Today, traces of that rich heritage remain everywhere. Traditional music played on the three-stringed sunshine-fills village festivals, colorful dances celebrate ancient legends, and local dialects continue to preserve echoes of the old Ryukyuan language. Unlike mainland Japan, life here unfolds at a slower pace, deeply connected to the sea, the seasons, and the close-knit communities that have flourished across these islands for generations. Our journey begins on Okinawa Island itself, where white sandy beaches meet brilliant turquoise waters that seem almost unreal. Gentle waves lap against coral shores, while warm ocean breezes carry the scent of salt and tropical flowers. Beneath the surface lies one of the richest marine ecosystems in the Pacific, where more than 400 species of coral provide shelter for thousands of colorful fish, sea turtles, and countless other marine creatures. For divers and snorkelers, Okinawa offers an underwater world of astonishing beauty. Sunlight penetrates the remarkably clear water, illuminating vibrant coral gardens where clownfish, butterfly fish, angelfish, and graceful rays glide effortlessly through the reefs. During certain seasons, majestic whale sharks, the largest fish on Earth, can also be observed in nearby waters, offering unforgettable encounters with one of the ocean's gentle giants. Further along the coastline, sea turtles quietly emerge onto secluded beaches during the nesting season. Under the cover of darkness, these ancient travelers lay their eggs in the warm sand before returning silently to the sea, continuing a natural cycle that has existed for millions of years. Moving inland, dense subtropical forests reveal another side of Okinawa. Mangrove swamps weave through river estuaries where twisted roots create natural labyrinths filled with life. Rare birds call from the treetops, while brightly colored butterflies drift through the humid air. Hidden among the vegetation are unique species found nowhere else on Earth, making these islands one of Japan's most important biodiversity hotspots. Yet Okinawa is perhaps best known for something even more extraordinary. It is one of the world's famous blue zones, regions where an unusually high number of people live healthy lives beyond 100 years of age. For generations, researchers have traveled here seeking to understand the remarkable longevity of Okinawan communities. The answer appears to lie not in a single secret, but in a balanced way of life. Fresh vegetables, sweet potatoes, tofu, seaweed, and seafood form the foundation of the local diet. Daily physical activity remains part of ordinary life, while strong family ties, meaningful friendships, and a deep sense of purpose contribute to both physical and emotional well-being. In Okinawa, longevity is not simply measured by years, but by the quality of life lived throughout them. Our journey now ventures farther south to one of Japan's most spectacular island groups, the Yaeyama Islands. Located just a few hundred kilometers from Taiwan, these remote islands possess an entirely different atmosphere from mainland Japan. Here, nature dominates every horizon, offering untouched beaches, emerald jungles, and some of the clearest waters in Asia. The largest island in the group is Ishigaki, a paradise surrounded by brilliant coral reefs and sparkling lagoons. Its transparent waters often provide visibility exceeding 30 meters, allowing visitors to witness an extraordinary underwater world filled with giant manta rays, sea turtles, reef sharks, and vibrant tropical fish moving gracefully through living coral gardens. Off the coast, divers gather at famous cleaning stations where enormous manta rays glide effortlessly above the reef, sometimes passing within just a few meters of fascinated observers. Their immense wings seem to float through the water with remarkable elegance, creating one of the ocean's most unforgettable spectacles. Beyond its beaches, Ishigaki offers lush green hills, sugarcane fields, and peaceful fishing villages where traditional wooden boats still depart before sunrise. Local fishermen continue practices handed down through generations, navigating familiar waters with knowledge earned through centuries of experience. Nearby lies Iriomote Island, often called Japan's last great jungle. Nearly 90% of the island remains covered by dense subtropical rainforest, protecting one of the country's wildest ecosystems. Rivers wind beneath towering mangroves, while hidden waterfalls cascade into crystal-clear pools deep within the forest. This untouched wilderness is also home to one of the rarest wildcats on Earth, the critically endangered Iriomote cat. Found nowhere else in the world, this elusive predator symbolizes the importance of preserving these fragile island habitats for future generations. Kayaking quietly through mangrove channels reveals another hidden side of the Yaeyama Islands. Sunlight filters through thick vegetation, while kingfishers flash across the water in brilliant shades of blue. Every bend in the river uncovers another peaceful corner where nature continues undisturbed. Island culture here remains deeply connected to the sea. Throughout the year, colorful festivals celebrate ancient traditions passed down since the days of the Ryukyu Kingdom. Drums echo through village streets, while dancers wearing vibrant costumes perform rituals honoring ancestors, harvests, and the powerful relationship between people and the ocean that has sustained them for centuries. As evening falls, the tropical sky transforms into brilliant shades of orange, pink, and purple. The setting sun disappears beyond the Pacific, leaving calm waters reflecting the final light of day. Far from the bright lights of major cities, the islands become ideal places for stargazing. With almost no light pollution, countless stars illuminate the night sky, while the Milky Way stretches clearly across the heavens, reminding us of how beautifully small we are within the vastness of the universe. Okinawa and the Yaeyama Islands reveal a completely different face of Japan. Here, volcanic mountains give way to coral reefs, bustling cities are replaced by peaceful villages, and ancient traditions continue to flourish beside some of the world's richest marine environments. It is a region where nature, culture, and community exist in remarkable harmony, offering a vision of paradise shaped by both history and the sea. As our tropical adventure comes to an end, we turn once again toward the heart of Japan. Ahead lies a collection of hidden cultural treasures, where ancient samurai districts, sacred shrines, elegant gardens, coastal cities, and remarkable stories await discovery. Our journey now continues toward the timeless wonders of Nikko, Kanazawa, Kamakura, Yokohama, and Nagasaki, revealing yet another unforgettable chapter in the extraordinary story of Japan. The tropical shores of Okinawa slowly fade into the horizon as our journey returns to Japan's historic heartland, where ancient temples stand beneath towering cedar forests. Elegant gardens preserve centuries of artistic perfection, and coastal cities tell stories of trade, resilience, and cultural exchange. This final stage of our adventure reveals places where Japan's history is written not only in stone and wood, but also in traditions that continue to shape everyday life. From sacred mountain sanctuaries to bustling international ports, every destination offers another remarkable chapter in the story of this extraordinary nation. Our first destination is Nikko, a place long regarded as one of Japan's holiest landscapes. Hidden among the mountains of Tochigi Prefecture, Nikko is surrounded by ancient cedar forests, so vast and majestic that walking beneath their towering trunks feels like entering another world. Many of these magnificent trees are several hundred years old, planted generations ago to guide pilgrims towards sacred temples nestled deep within the mountains. Morning mist drifts gently through the forest, wrapping stone stairways and moss-covered lanterns in an atmosphere of quiet mystery. Every step echoes softly beneath the towering canopy, while birdsong replaces the sounds of modern civilization. At the heart of Nikko stands Toshogu Shrine, one of the most beautifully decorated religious monuments in all of Japan. Unlike the understated elegance found in many traditional temples, Toshogu dazzles visitors with brilliant colors, intricate wood carvings, and gold leaf that sparkles beneath filtered sunlight. Built in honor of Tokugawa Ieyasu, the founder of the Tokugawa shogunate, the shrine reflects both spiritual devotion and political power during one of Japan's most influential historical periods. Among its countless carvings, perhaps none are more famous than the three wise monkeys, illustrating the timeless proverb, "See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil." Though small in size, these carved figures have become one of Japan's most recognized cultural symbols, admired by visitors from every corner of the world. Nearby, mountain streams tumble over volcanic rock before plunging dramatically down Kegon Falls, one of Japan's most spectacular waterfalls. Nearly 100 meters high, the cascading water creates clouds of mist that shimmer in sunlight, while autumn transforms the surrounding forest into a breathtaking canvas of crimson, orange, and gold. Leaving Nikko's sacred mountains behind, our journey continues westward to Kanazawa, a city that escaped much of the destruction that reshaped many Japanese cities during the 20th century. As a result, Kanazawa preserves an extraordinary collection of historic districts where the atmosphere of old Japan remains wonderfully alive. Our first stop is Kenroku-en, considered one of the three finest landscape gardens in Japan. Every bridge, stream, tree, and stone has been carefully positioned according to centuries-old principles of harmony and balance. Gardeners dedicate their lives to maintaining its perfection, pruning each branch with astonishing precision to preserve views that change beautifully with every season. Spring fills the garden with cherry blossoms, while summer blankets its ponds with blooming irises. Autumn ignites maple trees into brilliant shades of red, and winter transforms delicate pine branches into elegant sculptures protected by carefully suspended ropes that shield them from heavy snowfall. Every visit offers an entirely new masterpiece created by nature itself. Beyond the gardens lies the Higashi Chaya district, one of Japan's best-preserved geisha neighborhoods. Narrow streets lined with beautifully crafted wooden tea houses transport visitors back to the Edo period, when geisha entertained wealthy merchants through refined music, dance, poetry, and conversation. Even today, graceful performers occasionally pass through the quiet streets wearing elegant silk kimonos, their presence preserving traditions that have endured for centuries. Soft melodies played upon the shamisen drift through wooden windows while lanterns cast warm light onto stone pathways after sunset. Nearby, the Nagamachi Samurai District reveals another side of Kanazawa's remarkable history. Earthen walls, narrow canals, and beautifully preserved samurai residences stand much as they did hundreds of years ago. Some homes now welcome visitors, displaying traditional armor, exquisite gardens, and hidden rooms once used to protect noble families during uncertain times. Our adventure now carries us south toward Kamakura, a peaceful coastal city that once served as the political center of medieval Japan. Here, mountains meet the Pacific Ocean, creating landscapes where spirituality and nature exist in perfect harmony. Towering above the city sits the great Buddha of Kamakura, an extraordinary bronze statue standing over 13 meters tall. Since the year 1252, this serene figure has quietly watched centuries unfold before him, surviving earthquakes, powerful typhoons, devastating tsunamis, and countless moments of change throughout Japanese history. Unlike many temple statues housed within wooden buildings, the great Buddha now sits beneath the open sky after its original hall was destroyed centuries ago. Rain, wind, sunlight, and snow have become part of its story, adding even greater symbolism to its peaceful expression of endurance and wisdom. Hidden among Kamakura's wooded hills, quiet hiking trails connect dozens of Zen temples where monks have practiced meditation for generations. Carefully raked gravel gardens represent oceans and mountains through simple patterns, inviting visitors to discover tranquility through silence and contemplation. As waves gently crash along nearby beaches, Kamakura reminds us that true strength often reveals itself through calmness rather than power. Continuing along Japan's eastern coastline, we arrive in Yokohama, one of the country's most modern and internationally connected cities. Once a small fishing village, Yokohama transformed dramatically after Japan opened its ports to global trade during the 19th century. Today, futuristic skyscrapers rise above one of the busiest harbors in Asia, while elegant waterfront promenades showcase remarkable engineering achievements built upon reclaimed land. The Minato Mirai district reflects Japan's vision of the future with its striking skyline, advanced architecture, and vibrant cultural attractions. Nearby stands Cosmo Clock 21, one of the world's largest Ferris wheels, offering spectacular panoramic views across Tokyo Bay as evening lights illuminate the city below. Yet Yokohama's greatest charm lies in its remarkable cultural diversity. The historic Motomaki district preserves elegant Western-style buildings constructed by early foreign merchants, while just a short walk away, Japan's largest Chinatown bursts with vibrant colors, aromatic cuisine, and lively celebrations. Red lanterns sway gently above crowded streets, where traditional Chinese temples, bakeries, and restaurants reflect more than a century of cultural exchange between neighboring civilizations. Our final destination in this chapter is Nagasaki, perhaps the city that best represents Japan's long relationship with the outside world. Surrounded by steep green hills and a magnificent natural harbor, Nagasaki developed into Japan's primary gateway for international trade during centuries when the country remained largely isolated. Portuguese missionaries, Dutch merchants, and Chinese traders all left lasting influences that remain visible throughout the city today. Catholic churches stand peacefully beside Buddhist temples, while the Confucius Shrine honors centuries of Chinese cultural contribution. This remarkable blend of cultures created a city unlike any other in Japan. Yet Nagasaki also carries a profound chapter of modern history. On August 9, 1945, the city suffered the second atomic bombing of World War II. Like Hiroshima, Nagasaki chose not to remain defined solely by tragedy. Instead, it rebuilt itself with extraordinary determination, becoming another global symbol of peace, reconciliation, and hope. The Nagasaki Peace Park welcomes visitors with quiet gardens, thoughtful sculptures, and monuments dedicated to promoting understanding among nations. Its powerful peace statue extends one hand toward the sky as a reminder of nuclear danger, while the other stretches outward in a gesture of compassion and harmony. Nearby, the Atomic Bomb Museum carefully preserves personal stories, photographs, and historical artifacts that encourage reflection without losing sight of humanity's remarkable capacity for recovery. As evening settles across Nagasaki Harbor, church bells, temple chimes, and distant ship horns blend together into a melody found nowhere else in Japan. Lights shimmer across calm waters, while surrounding hills embrace the city in peaceful silence. These remarkable destinations reveal yet another face of Japan, one where spirituality, artistry, resilience, and international friendship have shaped a civilization unlike any other. Ancient forests, timeless gardens, peaceful temples, and cosmopolitan ports remind us that Japan's greatest strength has always been its remarkable ability to honor tradition while embracing change. As our extraordinary journey across Japan slowly approaches its final chapter, the landscapes we have witnessed begin to merge into one unforgettable memory. Snow-covered mountains fade into bamboo forests. Sacred temples stand beside futuristic skylines. Ancient castles overlook modern cities. Tropical coral reefs meet volcanic peaks, while quiet villages preserve traditions that have survived for centuries. Few places on Earth embrace such extraordinary contrasts with such effortless harmony. Japan is often described as the land of the rising sun, but after traveling from its frozen northern wilderness to its tropical southern islands, we discover that this nation is much more than a beautiful destination. It is a living story, a place where history is not locked away inside museums, but continues to breathe through every street, every shrine, every mountain trail, and every smile shared between generations. Our adventure began beneath the endless skies of Hokkaido, where winter still rules much of the year. We stood among steaming hot springs, surrounded by snow-covered forests, watched wildlife thrive in untouched national parks, and witnessed landscapes that reminded us how powerful and beautiful nature can be when left undisturbed. From there, we entered the endless energy of Tokyo, a city unlike anywhere else on Earth. Millions of people moved together with remarkable precision beneath forests of glass and steel, while hidden among towering skyscrapers, centuries-old temples continued to welcome visitors seeking moments of peace. It became clear that Japan never asks us to choose between yesterday and tomorrow. Instead, it teaches us that both can exist beautifully together. We wandered through Kyoto, where every stone path carried echoes of ancient footsteps. Thousands of vermilion torii gates climbed sacred mountains, golden temples reflected perfectly across tranquil ponds, and the delicate fragrance of incense drifted through quiet Zen gardens. Here, time itself seemed to slow, inviting us to appreciate beauty not through grandeur alone, but through silence, patience, and simplicity. Our journey carried us to Hiroshima, where the strength of the human spirit shone brighter than the darkest chapter of history. The Peace Memorial Park reminded us that even after unimaginable loss, hope can become stronger than despair. Across the water, Miyajima welcomed us with its floating torii gate, standing gracefully between sea and sky like a timeless bridge connecting the physical and the spiritual worlds. We stood before Mount Fuji, Japan's eternal guardian. Its nearly perfect volcanic silhouette watched silently over forests, lakes and villages, exactly as it has done for countless generations. Whether reflected upon calm waters or crowned with winter snow, Fuji reminded us that true greatness often speaks through quiet presence rather than overwhelming force. The vibrant streets of Osaka introduced us to Japan's joyful heart, where food became celebration, laughter filled lively markets, and ancient castles stood proudly among glowing city lights. Nearby, Kobe blended international influences with Japanese tradition, while the magnificent White Heron Castle of Himeji revealed centuries of extraordinary craftsmanship, resilience, and military ingenuity. In the Japanese Alps, we discovered another side of the country entirely. Snow monkeys relaxed peacefully in steaming hot springs, while ancient villages such as Shirakawa-go preserved architectural traditions passed from one generation to the next. Takayama welcomed us with wooden merchant houses, peaceful rivers, and festivals that continue to unite local communities just as they have for hundreds of years. Further south, Kyushu revealed the restless forces still shaping the Japanese islands. Mount Aso reminded us that beneath every peaceful landscape lies the incredible power of the earth itself. Steam rising from volcanic valleys, fertile farmland nourished by ancient eruptions, and healing hot springs demonstrated how destruction and creation often exist together within nature's endless cycle. Then came Okinawa, where Japan revealed perhaps its greatest surprise. Warm tropical seas, brilliant coral reefs, and peaceful island communities offered a completely different vision of the country. Here, the rhythm of life slowed beneath swaying palms, while centuries-old Ryukyuan traditions continued to flourish beside crystal-clear waters rich with extraordinary marine life. Our final discoveries carried us through Nikko's sacred forests, where towering cedar trees guarded magnificent shrines hidden beneath mountain mist. Kanazawa preserved elegant gardens and samurai districts with breathtaking care, while Kamakura's great Buddha silently watched centuries unfold beneath the open sky. Yokohama demonstrated Japan's remarkable ability to embrace the future without abandoning its past, and Nagasaki reminded us that even the deepest scars can become symbols of peace, compassion, and reconciliation. Together, these places reveal something remarkable. Japan cannot be understood through a single city, a famous landmark, or even a single journey. Every region carries its own personality. Every mountain tells a different story. Every village protects traditions shaped by its unique landscape. Every season transforms familiar places into entirely new worlds. Perhaps nowhere else does nature influence daily life so profoundly. Cherry blossoms announce the arrival of spring with breathtaking beauty, reminding people that life's most precious moments are often its most fleeting. Summer festivals fill streets with music, fireworks, and joyful celebration. Autumn paints mountains in brilliant shades of crimson and gold, while winter blankets temples, forests, and villages beneath peaceful silence. These changing seasons have inspired Japanese poetry, painting, architecture, cuisine, and philosophy for more than 1,000 years. Rather than resisting nature, Japan has learned to move with it, accepting change as one of life's greatest constants. This philosophy appears everywhere. It is found in the careful preparation of a simple meal, in the patient hands of a craftsman shaping wood, pottery, or steel, in the quiet respect shown before entering a temple, in the graceful bow exchanged between strangers, in the gardener trimming each branch to preserve perfect balance, and in the belief that even ordinary moments deserve extraordinary attention. That quiet pursuit of excellence has shaped nearly every aspect of Japanese life. Whether building the world's fastest trains, preserving thousand-year-old shrines, cultivating tiny bonsai trees, or preparing a bowl of ramen, the same dedication to precision, harmony, and continuous improvement remains deeply woven into the nation's identity. Yet perhaps Japan's greatest lesson is not about technology, architecture, or even history. It is about balance. Balance between innovation and tradition, between ambition and humility, between humanity and nature, between remembering the past and embracing the future. Few countries have experienced such dramatic transformation while preserving so much of their cultural soul. Even today, ancient Shinto shrines continue to stand quietly beside modern office towers. Buddhist monks still meditate beneath forests crossed by high-speed railways. Samurai castles overlook skylines illuminated by digital screens. Festivals celebrated for centuries continue to unite neighborhoods despite the rapid pace of contemporary life. That remarkable harmony may be Japan's greatest wonder of all. As the final light of day slowly settles across the islands, Mount Fuji becomes a distant silhouette beneath glowing skies. Temple bells echo softly through mountain valleys. Lanterns illuminate quiet streets in Kyoto. Waves gently reach Okinawa's tropical shores. Snow continues falling across Hokkaido's silent forests. Across this remarkable archipelago, life continues much as it has for generations, always changing, yet somehow always remaining unmistakably Japan. Perhaps every traveler arrives here searching for something different. Some come for breathtaking landscapes. Others seek ancient history, extraordinary cuisine, spiritual discovery, world-famous cities, or unforgettable adventures. Yet almost everyone leaves carrying something they never expected. A deeper appreciation for patience, a greater respect for craftsmanship, a renewed sense of wonder, and the realization that true beauty often reveals itself not through spectacle alone, but through the smallest details that surround us every single day. Thank you for joining us on this unforgettable cinematic journey across the wonders of Japan. If these incredible landscapes have inspired you, if these timeless traditions have awakened your curiosity, and if this adventure has brought the spirit of Japan a little closer to your heart, then our journey has truly achieved its purpose. Until our next adventure, keep exploring, keep discovering, and never stop wondering what incredible places still remain beyond the horizon. Because somewhere, just beyond the next mountain, beyond the next ocean, or beyond the next sunrise, another extraordinary story is waiting to be told.